Hey, how's it going? Right on, right on. Welcome to the Neighborhood Bike Shop. And on today's issue of the Neighborhood Bike Shop, I'm going to show you how to store 45 bike frames on a wall. I know, it's a lot, but I think it'll work out pretty cool. Anyhow, check this stuff out and we'll see how it turns out. Right on, right on. Well, today I am creating a rack for 45 bicycle frames and forks to fit on my wall in my stairway in my entry. And I've got a prototype and I want to show it to you because I wanted to show you guys kind of what I'm doing. Oh, and yeah, this is going to be, I think this is going to be pretty cool looking. Right on. So basically I took 3 2x4s and I'm drilling a hole 3 inches off of the end and every 6 inches, and that gives me 15 spots on each 2x4 for bikes and their forks, their frame and fork, to hang off of the wall. Granted, this is not going to be for a full-size bike or a completed bike, but it will deal with frames and forks, and that's what I need to store right now. So let's get this going and get it up on the wall. All right, so what I've done so far is I've measured 3 inches in on either end of a 2x4. Oh, by the way, JP, my roommate, he went in, and these were originally just regular 2x4s, but he went in and routed them, all the corners, so they're nice and smooth, and planed them down so that they're 3 inches wide instead of 3.5 inches wide, and they have kind of a nice finished edge on them. And he also painted them. So props to JP. Thank you, dude. That was awesome. And like I said, marked 3 inches in on either side, measured the distance. It was 85.5 inches, about 85 and 5/8, somewhere in there. And so I went and did some division on it to see how many I could get on there, because I wanted them to be a little bit further apart. I wasn't sure how they were going to hang. And in the test where you've seen, the 2 frames looked like they would hang really nicely, that they would be fine at 6 inches apart from each other. So that's the number I went back. I went and transferred the same marks on all boards, so all the hooks are lined up in the exact same place. And I went through and drilled out them all, pre-drilled them. And these hooks are already all sunk all the way to where they're going to be. And the tips of them are just barely coming out the backside of it. So if I wanted them to be as into the wood as they could be without going into the walls. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I wanted to go until there was basically a little bit of a tip poking out the other side. And those are all set up perfect. I still need to screw these in. And right now I'm going to drill out this board. So that will probably go into fast forward. So all right, well, that was that. Now I'm going to get, I don't have 15 more hooks to put in this board. I've only got 8 left. I'm going to have to buy some more. So on this board, I'm going to put them every other one and just add in the hooks when I get more hooks a little bit later on. And then we'll move to the interior, and this will go to the highest location on the wall. This one will go second, so I want the top 2 to be as fully loaded as they can be, and then the lowest one be the one that has less hooks, so that when I need to get access to it, I can get easy access to it. And again, with the fast forward kind of thing. Uh-huh. I'm just getting them started right now. I'll come back, and I've got like a little system where I put a thing in and spin them in much faster than you can do it by hand, and it's easier than doing it by hand. Back to the fast forward, that kind of thing. All right. Now it's time to screw them all the way down. And some of them are easy enough that I can just do it by hand pretty quick. But sometimes I have to use the tool because I'm old and I'm getting weaker. Like I said, I'm screwing these all the way in until just a bit of the tip comes out the other side, or I sink into the rubber on the hook. That's the method I was talking about when it gets hard. Just take the tail end of an adjustable spanner that has a hole on it, hook it in, and around you go. And like I said, some of them you can do. Like it's the guide hole that I drilled was like a 16th to a 32nd smaller shank size than the center of the screw threads on these hooks. So it's almost the same size, but you're getting a good solid bite on the thread, and at the same time it's squeezing into the wood because it's slightly smaller. Tell you what, it's going to be nice to have these frames organized like this. This whole thing has been quite an experience. JP moving in and having to rearrange my entire house, which was basically just like a landfill of bicycle stuff. And now this situation is creating a moment where we have an opportunity to really organize and clean up all the product and stock that I have, and that'll make it easier to use in my bicycle shop endeavors. Okay. I hope that gets the point across. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and do these ones off camera. So the next shot will be as we're trying to figure out where they're going on the wall and putting them on the wall. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So today in the neighborhood bike shop, we're putting 46 bike frames hanging off of this wall. Right now, Alan is our super light monkey that is fighting all our studs up there. And then in a second, we're gonna nail up a rack with a bunch of hooks. Should be fun. And if we're recording it, someone gets hurt, then we'll know exactly what happened and who to blame. I think that's enough. Yeah. I think okay. That if we get four. If we get 4 anchor points on each board, I'm happy.
Okay, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. See, that's all if once we confirm that, we know we're on target.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this. I'm gonna get on here. And down. Up. Up. Other one. The other one. The other one. This one more. Okay, right there. And one. Down and go over. There we go. Go down. Go again. Yeah. Cool. Throw a couple more on top of those ones. And we'll go to the next one.
Yeah. Don't we want to throw some frames on to see where we're putting it?
Yeah. I'm just kind of getting it ready.
Okay.
Will you grab a couple frames?
Yeah.
Over to the piece. Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to get down and I did this deal with Chris. Oh, part of the bike right in there. Yeah. So I'm thinking 42 inches off the bottom of the 2x4 should be fine.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I grabbed the two
biggest.
biggest.
You can make a mark right there, Jason?
Yeah.
Now this one's going to be even easier, Alan, than the first one.
You're gonna want the little bit
And go ahead and grab that. You are going to want to sit down or get low or whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, down, down. Yes, yeah, down, up, 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 oh, down, keep going, 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 right there. Go ahead and tag that. Yeah. Okay, sweet. And then we're good from there. And get it in there. So it was just a matter of make do as fast as possible. And I don't even know that I'm going to get another one on here, but I hope so. Thanks.
Yes, that's the correct bit, because the only screws you should ever use are Torx screws.
And that way I'll sleep better at night knowing that I've got those anchors in there. Even though I have no doubt that this will be up there, I can't bear the thought of the whole thing going. I get those bad boys?
Yeah, we're not getting a second one or a third one.
Okay,
Or two
we're
and put it
only
here.
gonna hang two for now.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
I love the third one that you're
One.
Hanging frames. Woo! We're just getting to a place where we're not up in the air and fixing to fall down and get hurt. Woo. Good job. You can grab that rag too. I'm gonna need it down here in a sec. Thank you, brother. Good job, Ellen. And good job, JP.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, after we get up more frames, I'll show you how the whole wall looks. All right. Anyhow, so we got all the frames up on the wall. We could only do two rows of racks on the wall, but it really cleaned up my space and gave me a lot more room in my living area instead of it just being full of bike frames. Anyhow, so thank you for stopping by the neighborhood bike shop, and here's the final takeaway shot so you guys can see what we did. Thanks. Love you guys. See you later. Woo! Love you. We were gonna do 3 rows of frames, but there wasn't enough clearance down in the stairwell down there. So basically, my entire stairwell is now storing a bunch of bike frames anyhow. Okay, right on. Hope you guys dug this, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.